Based on the three categories of research, planning and construction, I had to use various media technologies. I will be explaining the numerous ones I used, along with what their functions were, their difficulties were, and also their effectiveness. There were a range of media technologies used, including computers, laptops, cameras, iPhone, tripod, YouTube, Prezi, Twitter, SlideShare, WhatsApp, PowerPoint, Microsoft Word, Final Cut Pro, WordPress, Google, the Rolling Stones website, SoundCloud and Photoshop. Computers and laptops. So both pieces of technologies were important in the planning stage, along with the research stage and the production process. During conducting research, it assisted me in acting as a platform to other websites and softwares and other forms of social medias. I use it to find out vital pieces of information in regards to the music industry, as well as my target audience. This included information about major and independent labels, structure of labels, conventions of different genres, the function of music videos, research into digipacks and adverts, as well as their conventions, different theorists, music videos, analysing many aspects of the construction of music videos, and numerous other aspects of the industry. It also functioned to help me in presenting my work in terms of giving me access to PowerPoint and Microsoft Word to gather all my work as a whole and later transfer this work onto either Prezi or SlideShare. In terms of my evaluation and construction process, it assisted me in using programs such as Final Cut Pro as well as Windows Movie Maker to edit and produce videos of a high quality. However, although to restricted availability of particular programs on my home laptop, it therefore led me to have to spend more time in college facilities where I was able to use such programs, including Final Cut Pro and Photoshop. The camera was simply used as part of the filming process of my music video. Due to filming at a college school linked studio, there were cameras of exceedingly better quality, in comparison to the ones I used last year in my AS Media product. The name of the camera used was a Canon Vixar HF G20 camcorder. The difference in quality is clear. My iPhone was also used for three main reasons: for photography and images, contacting and emailing, and also for songs. My iPhone was used in the production process in terms of taking pictures. It was vital that I captured images of my artists so that they could later be used for my digipack and poster and as for evidence in my evaluation, as well as other parts of my coursework's development. I also took pictures for the planning of my work, which included images of the studio to implement into my risk assessment, displaying possible dangers I came across. Due to the drastic shift of smartphones towards continuous technological development, the images that were taken were of a high definition. This would then simply help to increase the standard of my work, as well as give it a visual effect of professionalism. Another major use of my iPhone was to ensure that I could contact my group members, mainly on the days we had planned to shoot scenes, to ensure they could make it, as well as keeping in touch with them if there were any issues. Another frequent way of keeping in contact was through conference calls, which consisted of me, as well as my other three group members in one call to make crucial decisions, such as the choice of the song we would use for our promotional video. Another function of my smartphone was that they served to communicate through emailing, and this was how I kept in touch with my media teacher, mainly on the basis of her informing me about the availability of the studio. In the early stages of production, when my group and I had an underground artist, we would interact with him through texting, and the artist would send us a number of songs that I and my group would choose from and make a collective decision on what songs we all favoured the most, and this was communicated through WhatsApp. In our WhatsApp group chat, we would use this as a way to send images of things we captured on our shooting days, such as images of the studio, as well as our artist Curly, that was consistently used throughout my coursework and in the evaluation process. Now, in terms of music and songs, I also use my phone as a source of listening to music, while in the process selecting the right song that fit my ambitious concept and plan. This is extended further using YouTube and Twitter and other forms of social networking sites. The only difficulty my phone had come across was the poor battery life, and this prevented me at times to be able to contact my group members, leading me to rely on others. The main purpose of the tripod is to ensure that the camera is ultimately supported on a steady apparatus that will allow professional quality to be maintained throughout the filming process. The tripod also ensures that the camera remains protected from any type of dangers of falling and becoming damaged. Due to past knowledge from AS Media, I was completely confident on how to set it up, ready for use. This was used consistently, and I didn't shoot any scenes that were handheld. YouTube is a vital part of all processes of constructing my portfolio. In the initial stages of my research, I used this video sharing website to explore similar products that would assist me in developing upon small concepts to eventually create a full product with effective visuals. I watched various R&B music videos to gain inspiration and decided on particular elements that I liked and could challenge or potentially recreate with the equipment and resources that was available to me. Based upon the rapid advance of technology, I was able to access YouTube on my iPhone, where I searched for a song that would accompany my music video. My construction of my music video was also placed on YouTube for access with my teacher, examiner, and classmates to view. This restricted view is based on the promise made to the production company through the copyright clearance letter. This was emailed to them. Prezi was used as a presentational platform for my work. This website is multimedia, which helps give my work a more interesting feel in comparison to being viewed in blocks of text. On Prezi, images, videos, and other graphical elements combine together to give my evaluation work, as well as research, a creative yet informative character. While I found it hard to navigate in AS, compared to using it now, I have become better at using Prezi. Twitter was used for sharing my questions about music videos in order to gain back qualitative data, to then transform these findings into ways that I could fully cater to my audience's needs. And based on the fact that my youthful age group hugely occupied Twitter, it enhanced the representativeness, as many youths from different locations and different genders and races could take part, ensuring my findings were valid, allowing me to produce a media product that is immensely accurate to their needs. Twitter also kept me up to date about current news of artists, including information about them releasing albums and singles, and how they interact with their fan bases, which generally gave me insight in catering to my audience's social needs. The promotional technique was also presented to me, as individuals on Twitter would retweet a song they took an interest in with a link to sites such as YouTube or SoundCloud. This would then get retweeted and favorited, enabling more awareness for the song as well as the music video. SlideShare helped me to present my work in an organised and orderly fashion. I also use this in my AS year to present my work in terms of evidence, planning, research and the evaluation. Accompanied by text and images, I was able to produce a presentation that could effectively fulfil its purpose to inform, as well in some terms, entertain. It was effective in terms of helping me to present a lot of information without boring audiences. The use of PowerPoint was used as a way of gathering information and presenting it on a clear format. Majority of the time, I used PowerPoint as a template for more advanced media platforms, including Prezi and SlideShare. Due to past experiences, PowerPoint was easy to use. PowerPoint assisted me in helping to display my knowledge further by implementing images, diagrams, video clips and audio clips. Prezi and PowerPoint are highly similar, however, Prezi is more technically developed. This involves being more virtually interactive, heightening the interest and entertainment factor. WordPress is the blog in which all my work will be finally viewed on by both the examiner and my teacher for final markings. The blog allowed my work to be saved safely as well as highly organised in a format that could be clearly viewed. It was through unfortunate events that I learned about the importance of the blog, as during the process of completing my coursework, my memory stick had broken and I lost all my work. The work I had lost had not yet been placed onto the blog. Significantly, at the start of the year, I had included initial work on my blog, however, it was not at an adequate level, as well as being incomplete. Based on my experience of Photoshop from GCSE Media, along with continuing it at A-level, I found it easy to use. I, however, through the use of common practice, developed upon artistic as well as creative skills on how to merge images to precision and adding effects that suited the general feel of the product and how I wanted this to impact on my audiences. All these elements helped me to take my media product to the next level in terms of authenticity, and this was the case for my digipacks and poster. Although not having such software at home, I had to ensure that these parts of my coursework were carried out and completed within college facilities. Rolling Stones is one of music's iconic magazines, and through the website I got sources of information about the latest music news, which helped me in my music industry research and explaining the modern shift towards today's music industry. I wanted to incorporate up-to-date and current information about the music industry in order to be able to keep up with my youthful audiences, as well as know more about what caters to their likes and keeps them entertained. I also use this website for images and research. Google was the main source that led me to other media platforms, as well as being able to search the internet for my research. Google was vitally important, as without it, it would restrict me from finding any information needed for planning, research and my evaluation. Final Cut Pro was the editing software used for my music video. Here my group and I would view the changes made to the video as well as discuss and implement changes needed. This was a software I used during GCSE and in AS Media. I therefore had some knowledge on how to work it, however it is a software that rapidly continued to develop and gain new features and functions that were making it more complex to use. The monitor was used for crew members to ensure that everything in the shot was ready to shoot, mainly focused on the lighting being accurate. It gave those who took the directing role a chance to see what the actual video would look like, instead of looking at the screen of the camera, which was much smaller and ideally not practical in judging the perfection of the shot, especially in terms of lighting and positioning. Windows Movie Maker was the software I used on my home laptop to edit and create answers to my evaluation questions 1 and 4. Although Final Cut Pro is more professional, I didn't have access to it at home. I did use Windows Movie Maker in AS Media for my evaluation questions. Excel was used as a way of translating data from my questionnaire into a quantitative format. From this, it told me the needs of my target audience and also gave me guidance on what it is they wanted to see in a music video. After a while, I was still experiencing difficulty and went onto YouTube, where I found a tutorial in which assisted me in all my issues.